Hi, I'm Doug Warhit. I've been teaching acting in Los Angeles for longer than I want to say. One of the biggest mistakes I see actors make is when they start to worry about getting the lines right. Let me be clear, I'm not saying the lines aren't important, but they can't be the most important thing. The most important thing is your involvement in your character's given circumstances, living the life of the character. So when you go into the audition, you can trust your impulses, be in the moment, really listen, play off the other person. If you're in your head thinking of the lines, if you're waiting for the cast director to shut up so you can say your next line, a lot of times then you're on the wrong place. A lot of times you'll see actors in the waiting room of the audition, they're going like this. They're running the lines and they're listening to how they sound. If you're listening to how you sound when you're preparing to listen to how you sound when you're doing the piece. You're going to be doing an imitation of yourself. Your job is to think about what you want and how you're going to get it, not how you're going to say it. Some exercises to deal with stress over getting the lines right. First of all, if you're stressed out and you're in your head, I'm worried about the lines. What if I don't get the lines? All this stuff that actors sometimes do, try to attribute that stress to what the character is dealing with. So starting to think the thoughts of the character instead of the thoughts of the actor worrying about the lines. Here's a simple exercise you can use to help you personalize and internalize the lines. Let's say your line is, my dog ran away, but my neighbor found him. Close your eyes. Take a breath. Silently say that line and see what images, thoughts, and feelings come up. Keep your eyes closed. Take a breath. Silently say it again. And see what images, thoughts, and feelings come up. You're going to do this exercise 3 times for every sentence. Time permitting. If you have an audition in 10 minutes, you're not going to do this exercise. After you do the exercise for the 3rd time for the line, you're going to open your eyes and focus on the chair and imagine the other character in the chair, and you're going to say the line to them. So you're not in your head listening to how you sound. Another things you want to do, sometimes actors get stressed out over the lines, and that's a frequent issue for them. Every day, you're going to spend 10 to 15 minutes memorizing the dialogue from a scene. If you say to me, I can't do it in 10 to 15 minutes, then memorize a page or a half a page, but you will find after a while your muscle memory will improve, and therefore learning lines will become no big deal. Another thing you want to do to see if you're home free and have nailed what you're doing is also you must run the lines with another person. If you don't have anyone around in person, do it over Zoom, do it over Skype, any app you have. But when you're running lines with the other person, really focus on them. Another thing you want to do is improv the scene. Do it in your own words. You'll find your focus of attention is on them, you're more relaxed, and you're really listening. So what you do is you run the scene, then you improv it, then you run the scene, then you improv it, then you run the scene. When you go into do your audition, it has to feel exactly like an improv. So even though you're doing the script verbatim, word for word, it's got to feel like you're saying it for the first time. If it doesn't, you haven't finished your homework and you're not there. One last thing I'll tell you. When you go into that audition, the cast director is not going to be sitting there with a red pen waiting to circle anytime you make a mistake. And then if you make a mistake, let's say you're doing a beautiful job and you forget a line, the cast director is not going to call your agent and say, you know what, this actor was so great, but they forgot a line, so we can't hire him. They're not going to say that. They're also not going to say, you know what, the actor wasn't great, but they remembered every line, so we're going to hire them. They're not going to say that either. If you make a mistake and you're doing great work, they're going to tell you, let's start over. Take a breath. Relaxation is very important in your preparation. One simple exercise you can do is dance and sing for a half hour before you start your acting. That'll get you in your body and out of your head. Remember, your job is to personalize and internalize the dialogue so you can focus on the other person, really listen, and trust your impulses. Thank you for listening.